Hey y'all. It is October the 5th, I believe, 2019. And y'all, I don't know that anybody's gonna hop on this live stream. And I can't tell you that it matters at all, really. But I wanted to let y'all know by the title of this video that yes, indeed, they are desperate. All right. And they should be. I mean, if they had any sense at all, they would know that they're acting out of desperation. I don't know that they're having any sense at all, but if they do at all, and I'm looking at you, Nancy Pelosi, y'all should be desperate as hell. Because here's the thing. God is making an example. I see that there's somebody here in the broadcast, and they're watching, allegedly, according to YouTube, according to Google. And if that is the case, then let yourself be known and stuff. And I would assume it's Brenda. And I appreciate you, no matter who you are and stuff out there. I tried to get on my other channel, to go live on my other channel, but I'm not very great with passwords and this and that, and sometimes it confuses me. All right, so I couldn't go up on my other channel, and so I just went up on this channel, and I went live. Thing is, I don't plan to go live for very long, and after I get off of going live, I plan on doing some research on Rabbi Branda. All right, I appreciate I appreciate the fact that you're not stalking me and that you promise that you're not stalking me, and I appreciate that and stuff. But even if you were stalking me, God bless you, and I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said before in a comment, and I don't know if you got it yet, but you are in fact a big player in all this. You're gonna make a huge impact, and that much I can guarantee you. All right. The thing is, we're nipping at the heels of these quote unquote people, and these people want to pull some sort of wool over our eyes and stuff, and they want to make it so, oh yeah, we don't know what the hell that they're messing up on, and they're messing up so immaculately that I can't even hardly believe it. But the thing is, like I've mentioned before, and I'll mention a million times if I get the chance, the reason that they're messing up is not because that they're purposely messing up. No, they're not. All right, I've seen enough evidence to know that they are messing up whether they want to or not. All right, they have no control. They have less control than you and me do. They have no control at all. They're just playing it by ear. They're just trying to desperately get out of their situation in which that they found themselves in, and I'm sorry for them. That sucks. That sucks for them. But God bless you, Brenda. I was just reading a comment when you came on. Yeah, I mean, I just made the comment, and then I thought I would go on live. You know, the thing is, we're pressed for time. And so I was going on here and I was addressing comments just about as fast as I can to people all around the world. And it might sound like I'm gassing myself up. I'm not. All right. People all around the world. I just found out my brother, one of my brothers is over there in Cambodia. And I don't even know why, dude. Like, people are all over the place. My good friend Bart Fine, and the thing is, I back him and I endorse what he's doing. All right, a lot of people might find that controversial, but he posts Alex Jones up on YouTube all the time, and I appreciate it. Sometimes I give him money. I don't even have much money, but I give it to him anyways. He's fixing to go to Thailand. I don't know why, and I can't say why, but I gave, you know what I'm saying? I try to shout him out and give him a blessing and stuff like that. Godspeed. The thing is, God is in control of all this. Like I said before, from what I've seen, these people out here, quite simply, to put it simply, whether or not anybody hears my other words or not, They're out to get your guns, period. They want you defenseless, period. That's the end. That's the end of it. If you don't hear anything else that I say, they want you defenseless. They want you as slaves. They want to kill you. Thing is, I don't mean in 3, 4, 5 years. I don't mean off in the distance. I mean right now. They want it, and they're making it absurdly obvious. All right. So let me see what Brenda says. So I hear you. God is in control. Yes, God is in control. The thing is, whether or not you know anything else or not, it does not matter. God is in complete control. And thing is, we like to lie to ourselves all the time. Like, I know I've lied to myself before, and I know a lot of people like to lie to themselves and say, "Oh yeah, God's not seeing this. God's not in control." No, He's in complete control. And that's what I want to stress about Parkland and everything else, but especially Parkland because I specialize in it. God is in complete control, and He's making damn fools out of all these people. Period. That's the end of it. All right. When we dive into the details of everything, we're gonna see just how obvious that it is. It is painfully obvious. All right. And it's human nature to think, oh man, maybe that's not the truth and this and that. Maybe God doesn't see this and that. Maybe God doesn't exist. No, He exists, and He's controlling all of this, and He's making people look absolutely absurd right now. And I can promise you from what I've seen, the thing is, I'm going to fix and lay it out all the way, is that in Parkland in particular, because I specialize in Parkland, and no, I'm not a professional detective. Not at all. Like, I'm not paid for this. This is all for free. And Parkland especially, it's a situation in which God wants us to know. He wants us to see every last bit of how absurd these people are, and how much they're not in control, and they're desperate as anybody's business. They're so desperate to have us believe lies that on its face, like, if you look at Parkland, say if you're a stranger to Parkland, and you look at it just to begin with, you're going to see chaos, you're going to see this and that, and you're not going to know up from down. But the more and more you look at Parkland, the more easy it is to see that these people are not in control. A lot of people like to give them the benefit of the doubt. A lot of people like to say, oh yeah, they're pulling a 100% hoax and this and that, and it's all acting, and everybody involved is in cahoots, and they're all synced up. No, they don't even have that kind of intelligence. I'm here to tell you. Not at all. All right. Not even in the slightest. All right. In fact, they're more lost than we are. They cannot see 2 feet in front of them. And I'm talking about Nancy Pelosi and everybody like her. They cannot see past the nose in front of their face, dude. They're so completely blind. And that's the thing about it. They're attacking Donald Trump, and you got to ask yourself why. And a lot of people say, hey, Donald Trump, he's an actor. He's also a hoax. He's part of this hoax and stuff like that. No, actually, honestly, I can see where you're coming from. And honestly, I'm a skeptic on every level, dude. Like, I have followed this Donald Trump thing closely, and that is not the case, dude. No, Donald Trump is not perfect. Not at all. But he's meant to put a thorn in the side of people who want to pull the wool over our eyes, and they want to think, oh yeah, we don't know what the hell we're talking about. Yeah, no. Donald Trump is here to pretty much throw a wrench in their spokes. All right, pretty much. And that's about as simple as I could put it. They're trying to put kids in control of us. Yeah, that's true. Brenda said they're trying to put kids in control of us, and this is biblical. They wrote in the Bible. All right. I'm not saying to worship the Bible. I'm just saying that it is very prolific. Yeah, they put a damn kid up in the UN. I forget her name, Greta Thunberg, and they're trying to say, oh, listen to they're trying to say, listen to this little kid, and this little kid's going to tell you that the earth is going to end in like 12 years, 11 years, 10 years, 7 years, and you're supposed to listen to her. And her dramatic, and it was super dramatic, her dramatic spiel about, oh, y'all are ruining my future and stuff like that. This is the most delusional girl that I've ever even seen in my life, all right? That I could ever even imagine. And I'm not trying to harp on this little girl, Greta Thunberg. The problem is that she's too young to know how badly that she's being abused. And yes, indeed, she's being abused, all right, by her parents and everybody else who are trying to push this lie. Greta Thunberg is the most victimized person that you could ever even think of, right? And yes, she's very talented in her theatrics, all right? But other than that, she's being abused just like Desmond the Amazing. She is Desmond the Amazing. All right. They're both being abused in the same exact way, and it is despicable. All right. And I'll pretty much leave it at that. They're trying to put kids in control of us. They're trying to put nonsense in control of us. And guess what? It's not going to even work. It's not going to work. The thing is, I wanted to mention in this brief live stream, I don't know how long it's going to be, but I wanted to mention over the past year and a half or so, I've been dabbling in the whole Parkland situation. And I just want to mention before I go on any further that Parkland was absurd, right, to begin with. Right? It doesn't take very long to figure that out. But I got to say, and now that I'm a year and a half deep into it, that Parkland becomes more and more absurd every time I look at it. Right? I can't even look at the situation without finding something that's more absurd. Like, I know that it's absurd, but every time I look at it, it becomes even more absurd. More absurd than I can even imagine every time I look at it. And so when I talk to people, and I talk to a lot of people who tell me, hey, this is a 100% hoax. Nobody got shot. Nobody got killed. This is all a theatrics. This is all a show in order to obviously take our guns. And that is the most important point. They want us defenseless, period, because they want us as slaves. We're not complete, total, and utter slaves here in America. I'm here to tell you. But they want us that way. That is, I mean, if you take nothing else from this, that is what they want. All right. So Parkland, I forget what it is what I was talking about, but Parkland is completely absurd, and they had to shove it down our throats. That's been mandated. That's from up on high. The people pulling the puppet strings, they want Parkland to be a big situation, and that's why David Hogg, I was about to call him David Parkland. David Hogg is still a celebrity, even though he's the most uninteresting person who I can even imagine. All right. David Hogg is still going on tours and stuff like that in order to put out propaganda. Right? It's completely desperate. And just to see what it is, Brenda says, she said, God did tell us that he will make children rule over us. Yes, indeed. That was biblical. The thing is, I'm not telling you to worship the Bible. I'm just saying it is extremely prolific. It said that, it's going to make children basically dictate to us what is right and what is wrong. No, that's not it. That's not the case. Obviously, it's the exact opposite. Adults are supposed to learn through life experiences and wisdom what is wrong and what is right. And through their life experiences, they're supposed to be able to guide children into knowing what is wrong and what is right. Children isn't supposed to know what is wrong and what is right. All right, they're supposed to be guided by us. All right, and we're supposed to have some sort of godly wisdom through life experience. Brenda also says, I have learned a lot from you. The thing is, I've learned a lot from Brenda. All right. And I got to say, I'm not even just making that up. The thing is, I learn a lot from everybody who comments who has a genuine concern for what's going on, not only with themselves, but with other people around the world, and especially children. When they have a concern, a deep concern, it doesn't matter what our theories are. It doesn't matter what we disagree upon. All it matters is that there's a genuine concern. And when there is that genuine concern, trust me, I learn from every single person who comes and contacts me about whatever. And they come from all sort of different angles, and they tell me things that honestly I couldn't have seen by myself. The thing is, okay, before we go any further, do not ever learn from a man. All right. Don't ever let a man, and this is biblical, don't ever let a man be your teacher. Don't ever let a man be your guide. Here's the thing, God works through people, God works through man. So listen to everybody. That's what I got to stress. Listen to everybody, because God might be speaking through that person who's talking to you. All right. And so when people are out there dismissing everybody, they're basically dismissing the idea that God might be communicating to you through people. All right. So no matter how crazy someone might sound, you have to hear them out. And that's the whole point of free speech. All right. I mean, the founders of America got it right. Free speech is good for a reason, because you're supposed to listen to every crazy person who comes around talking all that nonsense, because they might speak God's words to you. For example, God, and this might be controversial, the Bible is not a word from God. It's not the word from God. It's a word from God. I mean, you can hear God's words from anybody and from anywhere, so long as they speak the truth, so long as they're genuine. It doesn't matter where it comes from. It doesn't matter what religious sect it comes from. If they're speaking the truth, you will hear it, and that's God's word. All right. So a lot of people out here worshiping the Bible, and the thing is, the Bible is an amazing book, and I have to admit, it's the most accurate historical book that I've ever seen in my life. At the same time, you got to understand the word of God will come from anywhere. You have to be listening. Your ears have to be open. But here's the thing, only God is going to open your ears. All right. The truth, I've noticed, is lost on everybody. Until God opens your ears, you can't even hear the truth. All right. So with that being said, I don't even blame people for ignoring what I say. And I say a lot of things that sound wackadoodle. I say a lot of things that sound like science fiction. I completely understand that. And most people totally disregard it. And I cannot blame them, because their ears are not open. Their eyes aren't open. All right. So I'm not mad at these people for not hearing what I say, because, yeah, it does sound like science fiction. I'm not mad at these people at all. They don't even have the ears to hear yet. All right. That's not to say that they won't have the ears to hear going forward. Maybe they will. And that's why I say these words, because maybe they don't even hear my words in the present day, but they will hear my words at some point in time, because my words are going to ring through their ears. And I'm just saying that so that people can understand that sometimes you feel like your words fall on deaf ears, and so sometimes you feel discouraged to even say them. Don't even feel discouraged, because those words might not be registering in those people's ears yet, but they will. Your words are going to haunt those people, and there's nothing that they can do about it. You already put them out into the universe, all right? And when you do put them out in the universe, and you know it's the truth, because you know that you got it from God, you got to understand those words, they might fall on deaf ears, but they're going to register. All right, there's never a reason to be embarrassed by the words that you say, no matter how science fiction they sound, because guess what? It's gonna all come to fruition. Like, for example, America here, I'm here to guarantee you, this is a guarantee and a promise. America itself is in a civil war right now. All right. And it might not be apparent to everybody out there, but I'm here to promise you on everything that I love. I've seen enough evidence. I've seen enough evidence to know that not only is it in a civil war right now, and it's a cold civil war, but it's going to become hot at some point. And when I say at some point, I do not mean like 3, 5, 10 years from now. I really don't. All the evidence shows that it's going to be a year from now, if not just a little bit more. And a lot of it's surrounding this next upcoming election. And before I go into some of the stuff, like I'm about to go into Google News and to show you all the preposterous news that happens to be on Google News right now, I want to say this is that, okay, the Donald Trump thing, I'm a skeptic, y'all. And if you go back into the history, I've been a skeptic this whole time. Like, ever since Donald Trump even entered into the picture, I've been like, hey, what the hell is going on here? I don't trust this guy, and I don't trust nobody. And I've been looking at this very objectively. And I say, Donald Trump, I don't even believe it. This stuff is theatrics. This stuff is a circus, all right? But Donald Trump, all right, is a problem. And he's making that more and more obvious as every day goes on. Like, just look at his Twitter today. Just look at what he said yesterday. I mean, it is a problem for every single person out there in the New World Order, or whatever you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever name you want to put on it, for those who want to enslave us, for those who want to kill us, for those who want to rape the children, all right? Donald Trump is a problem for them, dude. I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you. And they cannot afford his second election. And as I've mentioned before, most elections here in this country, as you probably already came to the conclusion, are determined. I totally agree with you. All right. These elections are rigged. Period. The problem is that these fools out here, they cannot compete with numbers. All right. That is to say that they can steal all these elections, and they do. In San Antonio, for example, the mayoral election, they stole it, period. I'm here to tell you just briefly, as far as San Antonio goes, the mayor was not elected. He was selected. All right. As far as Greg Brockhouse goes, he was the competitor. He won that election, period. I have no doubt in my mind. All right. But however, Mayor Ron Nirenberg, he was selected. And so therefore he won. The problem is that they can rig these elections so long as it's not a landslide. If it is a landslide, there's nothing that they can do about it. That's what I'm here to tell you. They cannot fight against the numbers. They want to tell you, oh, Hillary Clinton, she won the popular vote and this and that. They are lying because they are liars. That's all that they do. All right. The reason that Donald Trump's the president is because he won by a landslide. That might be news to everybody. No, he won by a landslide. And that's the only reason that he's the president. A lot of people say, oh, he was selected, he was put up in there. No, Donald Trump is the last thing that they would ever want as president right now. And the fact that he won by a landslide is that they couldn't manipulate the numbers enough to make Hillary Clinton win. They tried their very best. And they failed because they're failures and they are losers. All right. They work for the devil and he's going to lose every time. All right. So Donald Trump won by a landslide. Here's the thing. On this next upcoming election, they already know. They didn't figure Donald Trump was going to win. That's the problem. They played him off like a joke and they thought, oh, there's no way. It's not even possible. And then Donald Trump won by a landslide. They're not going to let that happen again. I'm here to tell you. They learned from their mistake. All right. They got too much bravado. They got too much egotism in the whole deal. And they thought, oh, there's no way that Donald Trump's going to win by a landslide. And then he did. And then he did. They're not going to let it happen again. And here's the thing. If you compare Donald Trump to any of the Democratic politicians, yeah, he's going to win again by a landslide. And they know that. I mean, think about any one of them, dude. Joe Biden. I mean, dude, this dude is completely out of commission. His eyeballs are bursting with blood. His dentures are popping up out of his mouth. That's what I want to stress is that God is who's putting on this show for us. Right? The Democrats and most of these Republicans are trying their best in order to sweep this under the rug. And meanwhile, God is making a fool out of all of them. All right. Joe Biden's eyes are popping with blood. All right. His dentures are falling out. Joe Biden is clearly, and I've known this for years, and clearly in the middle of trying to extort all sort of money out of the Ukraine, and he's got caught for it, and he's been on TV bragging about it. All right. Bernie Sanders, God bless him. The thing is, he's falling down with heart attacks left and right, dude. For all the people who are so smoked out on marijuana that they want Bernie Sanders so bad, it doesn't even matter. This dude's falling down left and right with heart attacks, dude. God made that happen. See, God could have made Bernie Sanders have a heart attack years ago. No. The thing is, God, He wants us to see firsthand what will happen to you. He'll make a fool out of you. There's no way Bernie Sanders can even carry on with his campaign, dude. It's not even advisable that Bernie Sanders would do this. All right, he should sit down like an old man, like he is. He's in bad health, and God has already showed us, dude. Bernie Sanders has no place in being the president. Period. And never mind the fact that he's socialist and that Donald Trump already said. That's the thing about it. Donald Trump already said out of his mouth, America should never embrace socialism. Period. Ever in life, ever in this world, should it embrace socialism? And I would totally agree. All right. So Bernie Sanders is falling down with all sort of heart attacks. Warren is an absolute fraud. Everybody on the Democratic side is a fraud. I don't know who would even go up against Donald Trump on the Republican side, but they're all frauds, dude. They should all stand down. All right. God's made that abundantly clear. And before I go any further, we're going to dive into the Google stuff just to see what it is. I don't know what Google has in store for us. All right. But every time I go to Google, it shows me immaculately what it is I'm talking about. It pretty much affirms everything that I'm talking about. So little do they know that they're basically digging their own grave right now. Rabbi Branda says he does stand up for the babies and the children. See, that's the thing about it. People don't like it, but the thing is, Donald Trump stands up for the children and the babies. And he's the one that comes out and says, hey, babies are actually important. Hey, maybe we shouldn't be murdering the babies. Meanwhile, people come up to the Democratic little, I don't know, press conferences that they have and say, oh, we should eat the babies. It was a joke. It was a troll. But they're pretty much only barely emphasizing the fact is Democrats ultimately want to murder babies. All right. And people want to deny that, go ahead and deny that, but that's their whole policy. That's their whole stance, is to murder the babies and to murder old people. And the thing is that people aren't important. And if we want to save the world, we got to murder all the human beings. We got to make us carbon neutral and stuff like that. Like, oh yeah, we're going to do the math and we're going to figure out how many trees equal how many people. No, that's not the case. They want to murder people. All right. They made it abundantly clear. So just to read what Brandon was saying, he does stand up for the babies. He does stand up for the children. And I know a lot of people out there have been calling Donald Trump an actor, have been saying, oh, he was placed there. I have to stress from all that I've seen, no, he is a problem. That's what he is. He did say you got to get your shots. That thing is, okay, that he did say that. All right. And even I can't argue against the shots necessarily. I can say this. Most of those shots, 99% of those shots are poison, and they're here to poison you. All right. And they're here to cripple you and kill you. All right. I'm not going to deny that. At the same time, some shots might be, see, I'm not against vaccinations. The idea of vaccination, I don't think anybody's against vaccinations. And I'm not trying to call Donald Trump perfect. No, he's not perfect. And to stress the point, no, he's not Jesus. Nobody will ever be Jesus. Jesus is perfect. All right, period. He's the example that's supposed to lead us. And there's nobody to look up to except for Jesus, period. All right, so he did say, you might want to get the shots. There might be shots out there that are worth getting. And I say period. The thing is, it's up to your interpretation. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of it, getting vaccinations intravenously. But at the same time, Donald Trump is not perfect, just in the way that Alex Jones is not perfect. And yet still, I stand behind Alex Jones, even though we disagree on Parkland. It does not matter that we disagree on Parkland. It doesn't matter, for example, anybody who disagrees with me on Parkland. What matters is that you hold your guns and that you keep your guns, and that you respect the lives of babies. This me and Alex Jones agree upon. All right. So at that point, it doesn't matter what else we disagree upon. This me and Donald Trump agree upon is that we should actually respect the lives of babies and not murder them at whim. All right. And so because we agree upon that, I know that we could trust him, and he's been very vocal about it. Right? I understand the whole idea that Donald Trump is wishy-washy upon vaccinations and this and that. I can't blame him for that. At the same time, every human being should be in charge, parentally speaking, over their babies and whether or not they can get this and that vaccine. However, the Democrats and most of the Republicans feel the exact opposite. All right, and just to go on further and read out, as far as Brenda, she's a dear contributor of this channel. In fact, one of the most prolific contributors to this channel. Says, "Hey, one day I got to tell you about the time the sheriff to be got shot in Youngstown. Talk about the mob. I don't even know where Youngstown is, what state that is." But yeah, the sheriff will get shot, dude. Trust me, anybody will get shot over the agenda of, say, Satan or whoever's running the opposite side. Anybody gets shot. And I want to stress right now that Barack Obama, as far as how important he is to the other side, he can easily lose his life. Not from me, but just as soon as, say, the Democratic side or the satanic side or whatever you want to call it, just as soon as they find Barack Obama to be dispensable, they will get rid of him. It does not matter. I'm here to tell you, Barack Obama, for as big as a name as he is, they will get rid of him quick, fast, and in a hurry, just as soon as they want to. Just as soon as it makes them a profit. Same goes with Joe Biden and every single Democratic politician that is in candidacy for president. They are all dispensable. I'm here to tell you. Let's see what else Brenda said. She said, "I think Trump is going to win overwhelmingly." That is undoubted. I'm here to tell you. Donald Trump's popularity has only grown since 2016. Right? People are falling out of this trance. People are becoming fed up with all the lies and absurdities because it is over the top. If Donald Trump won by a landslide in 2016, and he did, and I can guarantee you that, if he did, he's going to win by even more of a landslide in 2020. It's going to be even greater numbers, all right? So that's what the Democrats or whoever else, that's what the puppet string masters are up against. They are absolutely desperate, and it's amazing, all right? And just to read the rest of the comments, said, "I should enjoy it instead of being emotional." Here's the thing. What I got to say about that, about women being emotional, is that is your nature. right? And a lot of people look at that as a negative. They say, "Oh, women is emotional." Trust me, I look at a lot of MGTOW channels and stuff like that, and they're very informative, and most of them are right on point. I have to tell you, for as much as women might see the MGTOW, say for example, Coach Red Pill or Coach. I forget, Coach Adams. There's a lot of different MGTOW people out there. They are saying the truth. I'm here to tell you about women. All right, and as it might be controversial about women, it's not that they don't care about women. All the MGTOW guys out there, and all the people out there who are realizing that relationships are not working for us, it's not that they don't care about women. A lot of these people have daughters. All right, it's not that they don't care about women. It's just that they're here to tell the truth. Women are a certain thing and men are a certain thing. They act a certain kind of way and women act a certain kind of way. It's not to say that men are better than women. That is not the case. All right. Just from my personal perspective, that is not the case. Men are not better than women. It's just that they have different roles. And so women, they naturally get emotional, and men naturally are not supposed to be emotional at all. If you find an emotional man, he is in fact a woman, and he is tripping, and he is not acting right. All right. That's what I learned. It took a long time for me to learn that in my life. A man who is emotional is a man who should be left in the dust, dude. He's not worth anything. All right. A man who is emotional is a woman. Right? Women are supposed to be emotional, and the thing is that those emotions are important. They're very important, right? Especially to say a child's upbringing. A mother in the life of a child is irreplaceable. All right, the emotions are important. In fact, they're a survival technique. And a lot of times this goes unmentioned, but the thing is, I want to bring it up, is that women are emotional and they're supposed to be emotional. Men are not supposed to be emotional, and if you find one, go ahead and say goodbye to him and don't even talk to him ever again, because he's not for you. All right, if you find a man that's emotional, he is only going to bring you down as a woman. I'm here to tell you, he is no good. He is lost, basically. But a woman is supposed to be emotional, right? Don't deny that. In fact, embrace that. Know that God is in charge, and that God tells you, basically how you should be. And the fact is, women and men should have a certain relationship. And I'm not going to go too deep into it, but that is the case. When God made it snow at the climate change convention. Oh man, Brenda said, like, when God made it snow at the climate change convention. That's kind of funny because obviously the globe is supposed to be warming. Everybody's supposed to be melting. All the glaciers are supposed to be melting, and so God will be the one to make it actually snow during the convention. I'm here to tell you, all these absurdities and stuff like that, they're ran by God. God is making people look like damn fools, right? And for example, it was years ago that Castro, what's his name? Julian Castro, he's running for the president right now. He doesn't stand a chance. He's from San Antonio. Trust me, I've heard of him. All right. Julian Castro, he went to Chicago years ago. All right. I think it might have been in 2016, maybe even before that. He went to Chicago, and I was there watching it on YouTube. He went to Chicago in particular, and I swear, he was up at a press conference in Chicago, and he was telling them about how the globe is warming over, basically how it's melting over. Meanwhile, Chicago was in the coldest winter. It was in the coldest winter that it's experienced basically in history, or like in recorded history, right? Chicago is going through a coldness that you wouldn't believe, right? Chicago is frozen over, and Julian Castro is saying, "Oh man, global warming." He's saying global warming is really getting us and stuff like that. We got to be concerned about it, all right? And then he went on in this painfully boring press conference that he was doing, and he was like, "Man, global warming and climate change is what's causing all the violence in Chicago. And if only we gave people free housing in Chicago, there would be no violence in Chicago." And I swear I'm paraphrasing basically what he said in his whole speech, but that is exactly what Julian Castro said in Chicago while everybody was murdering each other and while it was the coldest in recorded history. All right. These people are so desperate, and they've been desperate for many years. All right. Let's see what Brenda said before we go to Google. I know we've taken a long time. I mean to get around to it after this live broadcast. I'm gonna actually do a little bit more research, and I'm gonna press on it right after I get off this live stream. I plan to do a little bit more drinking, and I do not endorse drinking alcohol at all. I really don't, or anything else. The thing is, I'm just being truthful with you. I'm going to drink a little bit more. I got a Modelo Negro right here, and it's staring at me. And I'm going to drink a little bit of it, and I'm going to do more research on Parkland. Here's the thing. I know for a fact that I'm going to find more absurdities than I even know about, and I know about a lot of them. If I were to describe all the absurdities concerning Parkland, it would take me 12 hours, and I'm not exaggerating. All right. You already know that I could talk for 5-6 hours at a time if I wanted to. I could talk about Parkland and the absurdities for about 12 hours plus. All right. And I'm going to do some more research, and I'm fixing to lay it out as clearly and concisely as I can, because it's all absurd and it makes me outraged. I'm very outraged by it. So that's what I'm fixing to do once I get off the live stream. But I do want to go through Google and see what the hell Google's trying to tell us right now. Let's see what Brenna says. She says, I took it. He said it about the measles in Jersey. And yeah, I know there's also the measles outbreaks, and that we're supposed to get vaccinated against the measles and stuff like that. As y'all all well know, you should probably boost your immune system. And y'all all well know this. I'm not telling you anything that you shouldn't know or that you don't already know. Is that you need to boost your immune system. You're afraid of the measles, or you're afraid of the flu, or you're afraid of the Black Plague. It really doesn't matter. Boost your immune system, and that has nothing to do with vaccinations at all. All right, I agree, Gerard. Everyone should have their own choices as far as vaccines, for sure. Period. For sure. All right. As far as vaccines go, you should be educated on them. All right. And I'm not telling y'all anything that you don't already know. Here's the thing. They all come with inserts. All right. They all come with pieces of paper with the vaccines. Now, you can be lazy as you want to and shoot your babies up with all sort of mystery potions if you want to, or you could tell the doctor, because it is against the law for them to not show you the inserts. When you ask them for the inserts, it's against the law for them to not give you the inserts. All right. So when you ask them for the inserts to say, hey, look, I want to actually be educated on these mystery potions that I'm here to pump into my baby. Can you show me the piece of paper that actually physically came with the inserts? All right. And they're by law required to give you the inserts, and then you can read them and you can see all the side effects, which to include death, which to include crippling your baby, which to include all sort of unimaginable consequences. You could read them and say, you know what, guess what? I'm going to opt out of this. I don't want to risk killing my baby or crippling my baby or giving my baby all sort of autism or whatever that makes them can't speak no more. I'm going to opt out of it. All right. And that is your choice. All right. And as a parent, I'm afraid to say, you probably should be educated enough in order to make that choice. All right. instead of going to the doctor and never reading a word in your life and saying, "Oh yeah, I trust you. Go ahead and shoot up my baby with mystery potions." Yeah, I trust you. You're a complete stranger and stuff. I just shoot up my baby with anything that you think that might be good for them. Obviously, it's Chicago in winter, and he's talking about global warming. Yeah, that's true. Julian Castro is an absolute disgrace, and that was long before now, and long before he talked about transgender men having babies and getting abortions for free. Julian Castro was an absolute disgrace, and he is absurd. Thing is, people look at San Antonio and think of it kind of like Austin. They think of it like, oh yeah, we're completely democratic and we deserve what we have coming to us. I don't blame them for thinking that, but at the same time, no, there's a lot of people in San Antonio who are not down for this. Not at all. In fact, we voted Greg Brockhouse into mayor and then they stole the election. The problem is that we're so lazy in San Antonio and we're so riddled with diabetes and our own problems that we weren't able to fight against it. All right. But the thing is, people are getting more and more upset here in San Antonio and we're not going to stand for it for much longer. I'm here to tell you. Brenda also says, before we go into Google, she says, my niece is adopting a little girl, and by law, she had to vaccinate her like tons of shots. Yeah, I know, by law, because they're making these new laws in which we're not even supposed to be educated. All right, we're supposed to pump out these little children full of vaccines, or else we'll get arrested. I mean, can you imagine a more Nazi situation than that? That we're not even supposed to be educated and we're supposed to pump these children full of all sort of unknown vaccines. I mean, see, that's the thing about it. Anybody who doesn't believe that we're in the end times, anybody who does not believe we're diving headlong into civil war, y'all are asleep. Y'all are completely asleep. All right, and you're not seeing anything past the nose in front of your face. Right, and I know I'm not speaking to Brenda. I know I'm not speaking to most of the people who subscribe to my channels, but I'm saying pretty much everyone out there who you know, who are so in love with, be it soap operas, be it football, be whatever simple BS that they're obsessed with, they have no idea what's going on. All right. And I guess, here's the thing, is that they have no business in knowing what's going on in concerns with their nation, in concerns with their local principalities, and concerns with their very own children. They don't even have any business in knowing what's good for them and what's not good for them. And that's unfortunate. All right. So instead of going on forever and ever and stuff like that, maybe we could. I'm gonna just go through and see what's on Google right now, and then we're gonna go ahead and cut off the stream and stuff because, like I said, I want to do a little bit of research, and y'all can look forward to Parkland because for whatever reason, I'm gonna specialize in that. Right, I already know too much about Parkland, and I know that there's more to know about it. And I don't know if it was a 100% hoax or a 50% hoax. That's not on me to figure it out. All I know is that the people who should care about it, the people who should care about what happened exactly on that day, all I know is that they don't care about it. All right. And I'm looking at Andrew Pollock, and I'm looking at every single other person who has a supposed alleged child who got killed in that school. All I know is that they don't care enough to ask simple questions. All right. And I'm going to ask every single one of those simple questions that they fail to ask. I'm going to ask them, even though I don't have a child that went to that school. All right. I don't have I don't have an investment on whoever got supposedly killed at that school, but yet and still, I'm gonna look at it as though I'm not a coward, and I'm gonna ask the questions that deserve to be asked, And then when I do, I'm going to call out every single one of those parents and say, hey, look, these are the questions that should have been asked by you and not me. And yet still, I'm the one asking them, and you're too much of a coward to ask them. All right. That's how much to prove that you're a fake. I don't know if you're an actor or not, but it doesn't matter. You can't ask the simple questions I'm not even getting paid to ask these questions. All right. Nobody's paying me to do it. I'm doing out of the simple fact that it has to be done. To ask not even complicated questions. I'm asking the very simple questions that you can't even ask. And how cowardly is that you can't ask them as parents to people who supposedly got killed in that school and you can't even ask them. All right. That's what I want to point out, and that's what I want to stress. Is that I don't know that you're an actor or not. All I know is that you're a damn coward. All right. And you're a damn disgrace. All right. And I'll tell it to you to your face. All right. Put me in a room with Andrew Pollock right now. The thing is, I don't hate Andrew Pollock. I don't hate anybody in the world. But put me in the room with Andrew Pollock, and I'll ask you simple ass questions that you can't answer, that you've never asked to anybody. All right, because you're a damn coward, and I hate to put that on you, but you know what? That's the truth. All right, you have a supposed dead child, and yet still you can't ask the simple questions. So with that being said, let's go see what Google has to say. And it's going to be all sort of damn lies, but we're going to run through it. We are not in the business of censoring ads. Fox defends running blah 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 ads. Whatever, Fox, you are fake news. That's period. I don't care how much you're for Donald Trump, how much you're not for Donald Trump. Fox is fake news, just like every other channel you're gonna find on television. They are some propaganda artists, and they're not even good at it. All right, watch live Broward County Bond Court video. I keep up with Broward County and stuff like that. I mean, that's kind of my business and stuff like that. I could watch that, but I don't feel like it. Watch eco radicals and vegans get in way of hungry man and burger. Here's what I want to stress about that. Vegan. Here's the thing about it. Humans have the ability to kill. Right? Period. Whether or not you want to admit it, we have the ability to do it. So do other animals in the animal kingdom. They all have the ability to kill, and they will kill, all right, when need be. So vegans and vegetarians and stuff like that, I'm not pointing out every single one, but as far as vegans and vegetarians go, they also have the capability to kill, all right? Meanwhile, their focus is on killing human beings. Period. That is how it goes. They want to kill human beings. They would kill a human being before they kill an ant on the sidewalk. All right. They're so mixed up in their heads that they'll kill any human being, and that is what it is, because every human has a capability to kill, and so they will do it. They'll choose to do it. They'll kill any human being before killing a bird in the sky, and pretty much that's a problem, because human beings have the capability to kill. We'll kill a bird and feed it to our children and stuff like that, and that's the way it's supposed to be. A vegan is the complete opposite. Typically, and that's not to say every vegan, because there's some vegans out there who don't feel that way. But a lot of these vegans out there, they'll kill you just as soon as look at you, right? If you're a human being, because they hate human beings, and that is a problem. Video appears to contradict Warren's suggestion that school fired, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to look into it. We don't even need to look into it, because Fox News is a joke, and it is propaganda. And I don't care how conservative they claim to be. I don't buy it. Escobar hopes to designate downtown El Paso as opportunity zone. I'm here to tell you, El Paso has its problems, right? There's a lot of good people in El Paso. Veronica Escobar, I don't know who that is. I don't care to know who that is. But she wants to designate El Paso as an opportunity zone. I'll put it like this. America is an opportunity zone. All right? America is the land of opportunity. And the reason is because Jesus Christ made that possible. All right. You might want to give somebody else credit for that. No, nobody else deserves credit for that. Jesus Christ, who's the Son of God, made America an opportunity zone. And I don't even want to hear anything else. John Dillinger, a U.S. gangster's body is set to be exhumed for whatever reason. I don't know, and I don't even care why that would be. Texas tackle Samuel Cosme scores rumbling touchdown, lives every lineman's dream, and that's supposed to be news, right? Who could care any less? All I can say about college football is that those college football players should be getting paid. Every time they play a game, they're getting robbed, right? Quite literally by the NCAA and everybody else. They're robbing them of money. All right. All these college football players are making money for the universities in which that they don't see. And then whenever they take kickbacks, oh, they're supposed to be wrong about it. No, these college football players are the ones making money for the universities. They should see the money. They should at least see their fair share of it. All right. And so this is why I don't even watch college sports or any other sports to begin with, because it's completely corrupt. All right. Toto's Lacather says Van Halen is dealing with some health problems and stuff like that. I couldn't care any less, but Google wants to tell me about that. Watch Lil Wayne's daughter is drop dead gorgeous, turning up to, I don't care nothing about that. See, Google's trying to inundate me with all sort of news that don't even make any difference. AOC pushes national rent control. I'm sure of it. I'm sure she does, because she's looking out for the benefit of all of us. I'm sure. In fact, we're going to get rent control. We're going to eat our own babies. We're going to eat dead people in order to save the environment and make everything carbon neutral, according to AOC. And AOC does not even know what a garbage disposal is. She's that plumb retarded. All right. So welfare for illegal immigrants, I'm sure. And this is coming from Fox News, who I don't even trust anyways. Where I live, Hillcrest. Yeah, I'm sure that's interesting. Spouse of U.S. diplomat is in a deadly car crash. Leaves UK prompting outcry. Whatever that means. Spouse of U.S. diplomat in deadly car crash. I don't know. Who cares? Forever 21. Future of San Antonio's Forever 21 stores. Circle K delivery and more local retail news. That's I don't know what that has. I don't even know what kind of significance that holds. I'm here to tell you though, as far as Circle K goes in San Antonio, a lot of people don't know about San Antonio, but Circle K is kind of taking over San Antonio. They're kind of a new addition to San Antonio, and they're swiftly taking over as far as gas stations go. And according to this headline in this article, Circle K is going to be giving deliveries. Here's the thing. Circle K is a gas station, right? If you ever eat anything from Circle K, as far as their food and stuff like that, it's because you're absolutely desperate. The food that they have in there is going to kill you. All right, it is poison. If you eat it, it's because you're desperate and you have no other choice. All right, the fact is that they're delivering stuff now it's an abomination. But I'm sure people are gonna have Circle K deliver all sort of Slurpees and candy bars to them, and who even cares? But at the same time, San Antonio is the capital of diabetes. All right, and that is what it is. I see in the comment section that Brenda says that they want us to eat us. Yeah, I know. They want us to. It's not a game. They want us to be so brought down to such a despicable level that we start eating each other. And that is the whole point. It is worse than science fiction. What the Democrat platform is worse than science fiction. They literally want us to eat each other, and they want us to eat our babies. All right. And that might sound crazy. It is crazy. All right. But that is exactly what they want in order to save the world allegedly. 12 different ways to say donut across the across the United States to say the word donut. I appreciate that. Travis Scott, highest in the room. By the way, rap music is meant to get you so high that you are retarded and get you to do all sort of violent things and to harm your community. That's pretty much what I can say about rap music. Lil Kim says, pray for me. Yeah, I will pray for you, Lil Kim. And I'll pray for Rick Ross and Music Soul Child. And I'll also not listen to that music because who needs it? Who cares about that? 20 things to see in San Antonio during this weekend. If you're living in San Antonio, I'm sure there's all sort of things that you might want to see. San Antonio bars transform into Hogwarts houses for Harry Potter themed bar hop. And basically, Google is saying that there's nothing worth mentioning in the world, and so we're just going to mention stuff that doesn't make any damn difference. All right, and you should be cool with that, and I'm not cool with that. All right, not cool with that at all. And I'm pretty much done with Google. I like to see them to see how absurd that it gets, and it really does get preposterous. All right, but I'm done with that, and I'm kind of tired. I gotta take a breather. I've been talking for like an hour straight and stuff like that. I just want to say, I appreciate Brenda for hanging on and stuff like that. She's my co-host. And one day I hope to get her live on the live stream, and then we could both be just bantering back and forth to each other. That's ultimately what I want and stuff. And talking about the Civil War, because I know it's coming sooner than later. I'm talking about within a year or so. The thing is, like I said, they can't afford what's happening right now. Right? They are desperate. The controllers, if you will, the puppet masters and stuff like that, who seem like they're in control. They're in control of nothing, and they're getting desperate, and they're feeding us all sort of absurdities, hoping that we'll eat them up and gobble them up like it's Thanksgiving dinner. And no, we're not going to. We have more sense than that. Some of us do, and we'll fight to the death in order to protect the children, right? Because they are the future. And so, the people pulling the puppet strings and stuff, they're desperate as hell. And they do not have much time to waste. I'm here to tell you. And, it's kind of disturbing. I'm very disturbed by that. But at the same time, there's nothing. And I'm going to go ahead and end the live stream. And thank you to Brenda. And thank you to everybody out there who's going to stumble across this later on. I'm here to tell you, there's nothing, and this might be very biblical, there is not anything worth holding on to in this world. Nothing. And that's to include y'all's children and my children, my daughter, who I find to be the most perfect. To me, my daughter's my favorite person in the world. And that's by a long shot, right? But there's nothing and nobody worth holding on to in this world as compared to God. As compared to the truth. Because God is who gave you everything. God gave you everything that you love. God is the reason. Everything that you come to love, everything that you come to obsess over, everything that you're out here to protect, God gave it to you. And He gave it to you selflessly. He gave it to you even though you don't deserve it, even though I don't deserve it. God gave me my daughter even though I didn't deserve it. All right? God is who gave you everything that's good, everything that you've enjoyed in your life. And so God is the only thing that's worth clinging on to. And God, the truth is only with God. So no matter how painful it might be, no matter how much it might tear you apart to look into the truth, to stare into the truth, while everybody's telling you lies, God is the only thing worth holding on to. God is the only thing worth believing in. Nothing else. Not anything. Everybody who you love, even they are not worth holding on to if not for God, if not for the truth. And 99% of the people out there, 99 plus, will let go of the truth because they love something else, because they idolize something else. And they'll say, oh, whatever, the truth, damn the truth, and they're going to put it off to the side. And they're going to say, whatever, God, this and that. I love something else even more than God. I love something even more than the truth. And so I'm going to follow that. And unfortunately, it's not going to end up well for them. It's not going to end up well for them because this whole life that we're living right now is a test. We're all being tested, myself especially. And we all stand to fail that test. We're all going to fail that test. Every last one of us is going to fail that test unless we cling to the truth. Unless we put our egos to the side and forget everything, all the pleasures in life that we might have, and cling to the truth. If we don't cling to the truth, we're going to fail the test. All right? And we deserve to fail the test. All right? We don't deserve to go to that next level unless we can hold fast to the truth, no matter how painful it is. All right? I was just here to say that, and we're about to take off right now. I thank you to Brenda. She says thank you and good night. Funny to bring that up. My oldest daughter hasn't spoken to me in a while now, and yesterday was her birthday. You know, my birthday just passed. It was October the 1st. And you know, oddly enough, me and my mom have an interesting relationship. We don't talk very much to each other. Right? The reason is because I can't help but cling to the truth. And my mom couldn't despise anything more than the truth. I'm here to tell you. But at the same time, like, I'll text my mom, and I told her happy birthday. It was just her birthday. My birthday is October the 1st. And she told me happy birthday. And she didn't even say very much else. Like I said, we don't have much to talk about at all. Because we don't agree upon anything. But she did tell me happy birthday through a text, and I did appreciate that. I told her, you know, thank you and everything. And then when her birthday came up, her birthday is actually October the 3rd. I told her happy birthday, and she said thank you, stuff like that. And we don't have anything else to say to each other, really, because we don't agree upon anything else. For example, like she has a disdain for America. She doesn't. If she could never bring up the name of God in her life, she never would. Just to give you an example. And me, I can't stop talking about God. And I won't stop talking about God. Stuff like that. So we don't agree upon anything. But we did manage to tell each other happy birthday and stuff like that. And that's what's interesting. You know, we have children. And we're so connected to those children. Like I said, you know, my daughter, and nobody means anything on this world to me as compared to my daughter. And I haven't talked to her, I haven't seen her in like 5+ years. You know what I'm saying? The thing is, if I could see her tomorrow, I would. If I could see her today, I would, right now. If someone told me where she was at and go see her right now, I would get up and start walking. But at the same time, I'm not going to abandon God. I'm not going to abandon the truth. There's nothing that you could do. Right? Me and my daughter will never, ever be disconnected. A father and daughter relationship, that's how it goes. And a mother and daughter relationship, that is how it goes. You're never going to be disconnected. There's nothing anybody could do. That was a relationship ordained by God. At the same time, you can't control people. You can't make people do what you want. You know what I'm saying? No matter how hard you could try as hard as you can, you're not gonna make someone do what you want. Be it an ex-spouse or whatever else. Be it your child. You're not gonna make them do what you want. The only thing that you maybe have control of is whether or not you have faith in God. That's it. And if you have faith in God, and if you live that way, it's only my humble opinion, but I think that your child has an opportunity to see you as an example. You know, it might take them years, it might take them a whole lifetime, but they might come to the conclusion and see you as an example and say, hey, you know what? This person stood for God. This person stood for the truth. This person loved me the whole time. And as painful as the distance, that we had in between us, that distance was just an illusion the whole entire time. And what kept you connected was y'all's relationship to God. And that's only my humble opinion. All right. But God bless everybody out there. God bless Brenda and her oldest daughter. And I appreciate everybody out there. I love everybody out there, to include the most despicable people out there. I appreciate everybody. And everybody deserves justice upon their head, to include and especially myself. And I'll holler at y'all later. It's been enough time. I don't know who else joined the broadcast. There's 2 people now in here. And I appreciate the second person that just joined. And they missed the whole thing, but they can check out the recording. I'm going to go ahead and sign off right now. And I'll check in with y'all later. And I appreciate y'all. I'll holler at y'all, and God bless. I'll see y'all next time.